of Thomas the Tank Engine? If you have been around little kids between the ages of 2 and around 7 or so, I'm sure you have. My son adored Thomas so much for making him every single engine that there was. He knew what color they were, plus what number they had. I was glad when I heard that he was coming over to visit me over the summer, but I had a ton of work to do, so I just bought him a Thomas DVD. The cover looked innocent enough. Thomas was smiling, and little wooden children were waving their arms out of the windows of his coaches. The DVD was called Thomas and the Children. He was excited to see the DVD that right off the bat, he pleaded with me to pop it into the DVD player. I went to work while he watched. After a few hours, he came into my office, looking as pale as a sheet. "Daddy," his voice seemed weak. "Are you okay?" I said. I touched his head and noticed his temperature had gone up. "Why did Thomas kill the children?" My heart sank like a stone, but I soon brushed it off. "I'm sure Thomas didn't kill the children," I reassured him. "They must get some rest and some medicine." I gently pushed him toward his room. "Come on now." After putting him to his bed, I got curious of what he had seen. I popped in the DVD and began to watch the episode play. There was no main menu like most DVDs. It just went straight to the episode. It seemed normal enough. Thomas was told to take a group of children to the seaside by the instructions of Sir Topham Hatt. I noticed something odd, though. There was no narrator in this episode. The episode then showed Thomas picking up the little wooden children and showed every single one of them climb on board. And there was a scene with him zooming down the rails like he did when children were cheering. But then there was trouble, as they say in the show. Bertie the bus was stuck on the railway tracks. This is when the episode got strange. Bertie stared at Thomas in fear, but the little blue train just smiled and sped up. What was even more disheartening is that he started laughing. But children were crying, and little tears could be seen painted on their faces. Thomas crashed into Bertie, causing pieces of both of them to go flying everywhere. Usually by now, the narrator would say, and luckily, no one was hurt, but there was no reassure for kids. The episode then showed the carnage of the inside of the coaches. Wooden limbs broke off. What looked like actual blood, but had been splattered everywhere. Heads had been ripped from the bodies of the wooden dolls. And worse yet, the children still had tears upon their faces. Everything was static. After that, I felt myself boiling over with anger. What sicko would create something that messed up for little kids? And I paused the static. Messages start to appear on the screen. Disturbing messages like kill, obey, multiply, and die. I watched the static for over an hour and at least 13 different messages. I threw the absurd thing in the trash after breaking it in half. I would not expose my child to anything of that trash. Before going to bed myself, I checked him. He was happily asleep and snoring, clutching his teddy. I had nightmares from this. One where the children came into my room and they were lifelike, as tall as a normal person. Their twisted forms grabbed my limbs and pulled me apart. When I heard that, the last refrained laughing. Now I woken up, covered in blood, knife in hand, and I'm afraid to check my son's room.